Well, this is a interesting little thing about investing and also paying down your debt and the power of compounding in both situations. So, first thing we're going to talk about is investing, and I'll close my face out of here so I'm gone. So let's say you're, the common question or common thing I try to impart on my students is when should you invest? And the answer is immediately, right now. And that's what this first thing is going to be about. All right. So let's pretend, right? I know some of you might say, I don't have this money, but let's pretend you have $1,000. Usually, when you open up an account, there usually has to be an opening account amount. Say you're going to do a Roth IRA or some sort of IRA. We won't get complicated in the type of things that are out there. And I want you to think about this. I'm going to manipulate these years here. So, how many years to save? Let's say you wait till 50 years old, like me, old. Man, that guy's half dead. Um, that's a generous fraction, by the way. But so how many years will I have to save? Say I start at 50 and I only want to do this for 10 years till I'm 60 to have a little extra spending money. All right. And this is the problem of waiting. This is usually the rate of return on the average stock market year, but averaged over 80, 90 years. Some years fluctuate up and down, blah, 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 blah. Now, what you want to do is get into a habit of contributing monthly or at least like weekly every paycheck because you won't even miss the money. Something you'll find out if I invest $50 a paycheck when I do it through work, well, that's tax free. So it's really only like you're only going to lose like $30 to $35 take home pay because it goes out before the government starts grabbing your money. So it's part of what you should think about. Right when you get a job, you should be investing immediately, and this is why what I show you happens here. So we're going to start with a measly $50 a month. Most people get paid twice a month. That's a measly $25 a paycheck. We're going to do this per month. And I don't know if you've been talked to about what compounding means. We will pick daily because usually the stock prices come in daily, and then your finances are refigured daily. So, but it does kind of affect how much money you get in return. Doesn't have a great difference between monthly and daily, but there is a minor difference. Let's just throw that out there. Semantics. Calculate. All right, so here's what you'd have after 10 years. So you started with 1,000 and a measly $50 a month for 10 years. All right, so I get $10,700. I could, I don't know, barely one trip, coverage of, something going to Hawaii or something. I don't know if that'd be enough. So, all right, wait a minute. Okay, that's not enough. Let me do this when I'm 40. No, it's too late. I'm already past that. Look it's already calculating. It's quick. I thought I had to hit the word calculate here, so that's nice. Here's what I want you to know, though. Now you're starting to see, and that's how exponential growth goes. It's a little slow in the beginning, and then it starts taking off at the end. So I do this for 20 years. That's 13,000 out of pocket, but now I'm getting that much in return on interest. So I have a $30,000 there. Interesting. Well, let's see if I did this for 30 years. Boom shakalaka. Now I'm getting that number we always try to avoid as a math teacher. But anyway, my wife will laugh at that. Um, all right, so now we're getting somewhere. $70,000. We can do something with that. So that's if I'm 30 to 60. This is the power. I should start. Let's get to it. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Let's start at 19. I might have jobs, and even though I'm going to school, I could afford $50 a month. Heck, some of you spend $5 a day on a stinking coffee. So, $50 a month is like not even $2 a day. So give me a break. So let's do this for 19. I never was good at math. So let's see, 19, 29, 39, 49, 59, maybe 40, 41. Let's say we go to like 64. So let's say 45 years. Boom. Look at that. You're doing a measly $50 a month that you won't even miss. You probably barely even know it's still being thrown into the account, and you're almost at $250,000. So let's get crazy. And actually, what I would do with my students was this. I would say in reality in life, and I'm going to write these numbers down. My first 10 years, I'll do 1,000. and I can only afford $50 a month. I'm getting some papers ready here. So what was that? So I'd be at $10,701.77. So watch what I do here. So that's what I'm going to put for my next 10 years from 30 to 40. So from 20 to 30, I have 10,000 in this account. And then as you get older, you tend to make more money. Instantly, you should think I should invest more. So now we're going to go ahead and say, all right, for my next 10 years, my account's now worth 10,700, let's round $2. And instead of only doing 50 a month, I'm going to double it. And I'm going to do this now every 5 year intervals. So I'm going to do $100 a month. All right. And I probably should be ratcheting it up faster. I think in my class, I would go every 5 years. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go for the next 5 years. So this is from 25 to 30. I don't know why that wasn't working. So for the next 5 years, I'm going to make it $100 a month. So that's from 20 to 25. I change the numbers. I'm at 10,000. And then from 25 to 30, I had that $10,702. And now for the next 5 years, I'm going to add another 50 a month because I have more money. So I should invest more. I'm getting raises. Invest in yourself, invest those raises. Now at the age of 30, I have 22,369.55. All right. Well, now at 30, I am at, let's round that again, 70. So 22,370 I have at my account at 30 years old. And you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. I'm going to double it. That's just $100 a paycheck. It'll be like $80 difference take home every 2 weeks. So now we're at $200. All right. And this is from 30 to 35. Okay. You don't have to hit calculate. Okay. So now from 30 to 35, I have 46,109 in the same account. Okay, then every 5 years, I'm like, all right, I'm going to commit to myself here. I'm going to try to keep doubling what I invest because I understand my finances. That was 87, so I'll go to 110. I understand my finances better. I can afford another 200. That's $200 a paycheck. You're honestly only going to miss 160, and at this point, you got your finances figured out, and you can be comfortable with this. So 35 to 40, we're now at $94,164 in this account. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm like, all right, this is kind of like, I'm 40. I got 20 years left before retirement. I already got a good chunk of change here. This is getting serious. So for the next 5 years, don't have to change that. I double it again. This is 800. You may think, well, okay, now this is getting crazy. You're like, that. How could you afford that? When you start to understand your finances, believe me, Mrs. Samuelis and I are going way more than these amounts. Probably too much, but we're really invested in our entire retirement here to make this stick. 191,086.18. Okay. All right. And then at some point, I'll probably stop at 1,000. So I'm at 45. Now, I'll do it one more time. I'll double it one more time because realistically, this is kind of what we do here. 1,600 a month. So now I wrote that down. Oh, I almost forgot that. Okay. So now from 45 to 50, starting at age 45, I have 191,086 rounded down this time. And I'm going to go 5 more years, but I'm going to double one more time, 1,600. That's 800 a paycheck. All right. So from 45 to 50, now I'm at 386,000. All right. And then I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to go to the next 10 years and coast. By the way, um, we're investing a lot more at this point in our old age. I wish this showed more of a curve. I'm not sure why this is balanced by year. I wonder if I could shrink this down. So I really wanted to see is what happens is this is only showing X amount of years over 5 years. Oh, that's because I didn't let it expand out throughout the whole thing. But you'll see if you saw this graph, it would start taking off. And the whole point of this is as you get older, the exponential growth, that really strong curve, really start to take off and get real steep. That's why these numbers are starting to go crazy here real fast. I'll go back in the end and show you just like one investment over 45 years, X amount. You'll see that curve go. But here we go. I did 1,600 a year. I kind of got myself distracted there. All right, so I'm at 50 with 386. So let's just go one more double, or let's leave this for another 10 more years. So I'm at 50 and I have 386, and let's not change a thing. 386, 086, and then let's go from 50 to 60, so another 10 years. Boom, I'm a millionaire. So I didn't have to change anything. I just wanted to get to $1 million, and I had a feeling that might happen. So from 50 to 60, I did 10 more years of 1,600 a month, $800 a paycheck. You won't miss it. You keep getting raises. You have $1,055, 450 and change. All right, let's go back. How can we be a millionaire by not changing anything at all? Let's say we have $1,000 to start with. Let's say we have 40 years, rate 7%, and we're not. This is going to be off the charts here. That's a $4 million. You're a $4 millionaire if you could do 1,600 a month at age 19. That's awesome if you could do that. But let's put like $200 a month starting this early. Then we'll get to see let's do 250. All right, getting there. Let's do 300. We're getting close. Let's go 350. Okay, maybe it's 400. Let's do 400. We're a millionaire. So at 19, not changing the rest of your life, if you did $400 a month, $200 a paycheck, this is what you'd have after 40 years, 1,075,000. There's that curve. Slow growth at the beginning, and then as you get older, this starts taking off and gets steeper. Problem is, if you don't invest right away, you lose this exponential growth. The longer you wait, the less you get to exercise that scenario. All right, done with that. Let's go to a mortgage calculator. All right, so already some numbers in here. I can't clear these out, but I want to show you an amortization table and do this really fast. This is the what should I do, to pay down debt, and I hope this has this option. Oh, I might have to stop this monthly schedule. This one doesn't have what I want, so I might have to end this video. Oh, wait, more options. Let's see. Nope. Other extra payments. Nice. Okay, so here we go. We're also starting to buy a house. I gave a conservative estimate, $200,000. I'm not sure where housing is in your area. Just doing a random number here. Usually places like you to have 20% down. You get better loan coverage here. Oh, interest rates are not very good right now, so we're going to leave that there, and this is going to be even more powerful, the power of actually paying down debt. Okay, so I'm going to hit calculate. I don't know if I have to, and then I'll go back up here. Okay, here's your monthly payment, but here's what I need you to understand. I also put taxes and costs below. Usually property taxes, ours is not that great where we live. So I did 3% of 200,000. Yeah, we pay almost like $6,000 a year in real estate taxes. There is home insurance. I don't know what these other costs are. I might throw that out of there. That's just living there. That doesn't really go in your mortgage. Right. Then I'm going to hit calculate. I'll put 0 there. Boom. Okay. So just a reality check. Sure, your mortgage plus interest will be this, but then you also have real estate taxes and insurance. That's your monthly payment to live in a $200,000 house with 20% paid down on the total. So that's why the how much you owe in the house is only 180 after this. Okay, I think that might be something different, but that is actually the truth. And then here's what you would totally pay the bank. No kidding. I feel like that's actually more. Let's take a look here. All right, now I got to get the monthly schedule here. So, 20% down, very bad math. 20% down, that would mean you'd owe 160,000 to the bank. So you paid $20,000. So yes, you owe 160,000 to the bank. This is how much you would totally pay the bank after a 30-year loan. Yeah. So not only double 160,000, way more than that. That's because the interest is front loaded. Here's your first payment. Interest will be 937. 130 will be principal. After your first payment, that $160,000 will only go down to 159,870. Then notice as you go month 2, 3, 4, 5, the interest goes down that you pay, more money goes towards the principal. That means your principal loan amount goes down. So you owed 160,000 to the bank. After 1 year, you still owe 158. All right. And then you keep going, and then you see as year 2, year 3, the interest number goes down, the amount that goes to your principal goes up. I don't know why that's not working. Computers. All right. And then I wish they told you the interest total that you paid. But notice at the end of year 19, 20, these numbers are starting to even out. Less to interest and more to principal. That's why you owe less on your house. Blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, the last couple payments, only 12 goes to interest and 1,055 goes to principal, and you're almost done with the loan. Blah, 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 blah. So let's look at and hopefully find in this how much interest is being paid. Total interest. Here we go. So on 160,000, the total interest that you pay is 224,000. That is flat out the money that the bank makes on you. So here's what I always tell my students. All right, this is all I can afford, but then after a month you say, all right, this plus all these costs, which I'm going to get rid of this here in a minute. What can I do? I guess I have to do this. I'll leave those. But I want you to see how this interest value changes. Hey, I have an extra money. I'm going to start right away paying $100 extra on my mortgage. And I'm going to start right away, which this is April 2024. Not an extra one tip, it's an extra monthly. So every month I'm going to add $100 to my mortgage. I don't know if I have to hit calculate. Yes, I guess I do. And then now look how much less interest I have to pay the bank. Now it went down from 224. I'm going to write that number in interest, 224 to 164. Hopefully I'm finding this right. I'm not used to this. This changed on me, this calculator that I'm looking at here. And then it also, you end your payments early, so you don't have to pay through the 30 years. Oh, we can look at the monthly and see where this actually ends. So it ends in, let's go all the way down. You're done paying off your house at the end of the 23rd year, not the 30th year. That means you have 7 years free to do what you want with your mortgage money. All right. So this is the power of paying extra. Why did this happen? Because earlier, right at the beginning, more money went towards the principal, and therefore this number went down. So the compounding is going in reverse. The next payment is off of a lower payment. They're calculating your mortgage, if that makes sense. So you're paying off your mortgage faster, which is accelerating this change. How much is going towards interest and how much is going towards principal? So it is compounding. All right. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Let's say, okay, let's do 200 a month extra on the mortgage. You're tacking it on to this 1,067. Oh, it's right here. It says so right here. Your loan will be paid off in 23 years and 2 months instead of 30. And oh my gosh, $59,000 in interest saved. That's your money. If you can afford to pay extra on your mortgage or any debt that you have, this is true. Then that money is in your pocket. You just don't see it. You just saved it, and now you can do something else with it. Now let's do $200. Calculate. And I'm running out of time, so I'll probably end it at this. There you go. You just changed the 30-year mortgage into a 19-year mortgage if you're able to do this. And you saved $92,530 in your pocket. That is your money that you saved when you do these things. So I show this to my students to give them the power of compounding, both in positive making money, but also positive saving on debt. The more that you pay off that debt faster, the more money you do not pay the bank in interest. It's an awesome, awesome thing. All right. Hopefully that makes sense and this inspires you to understand these concepts in life.